running back. This was against Holmes last week in the semifinal game. Watch Bailey. He was hurt in the middle of the year. That kept his stats down. He bowled 66 yards on this play. In the semifinal game, Bailey gets 244 yards rushing by himself. They run the TCU veer option. Here's King. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye, Holmes. 34-7. Yates can move the football, and defensively, they're just as good. Realize Yates, with their 622 points this year, Ray, sets an all-time Class 5A record for offense in a season, 41.5 points a game against terrific opponents.
That is just an unbelievable average, and as we pointed out just briefly earlier, I believe they were tested really only twice this year, both times by Jones, once in regular season, once in the playoffs. They beat him by 6 points, but the rest of the time they just steamrolled everybody.
Holy cow, did they blow some people out this year. We're talking 70s to nothing, 50s to nothing. Jones, the only team that got within a touchdown of them, and they got within a touchdown twice.
Okay, now let's focus in on Odessa Permian and Mojo Magic. Here we go, Norm.
This is their leading ball carrier. This is Marcus Lott. This is a plain vanilla offense, but the players who may look plain vanilla when you start, you suddenly realize are a terrific team. Here is Woody Bryant, hurt in the middle of the year with a sternum injury, caused him to miss 4 games. He's their second leading rusher. If Bryant were well, he probably would have been their leading rusher. They throw the ball about 1/3 of the time. Here's Harrington, to their best receiver. In fact, about the only one that threatens you, Greg Anderson, but what a player he is. 65 catches this year. Defensively, they're a give but do not break type of team, and do they create mistakes? Here's one last week against Cy-Fair. Their best defensive back. Now, Yates will throw the ball a lot today. Yates might want to avoid Robert Williams in the defensive secondary. He's got 9 steals. He is a major college player who will probably be on a lot of recruiters' lists at the end of this season, Ray.
Okay, we also have sideline reporters working with us today. It'll be Tony Theriot, who will be working the Yates sideline, and Jay Hendricks for Odessa Permian. Let's go down to the sidelines now and check in with our men down there.
Okay, Dan, on this end of the this sideline, gentlemen, we do have a game of contrast, like you said. A loosey-goosey kind of ball club. Yates is wide open. Yates is wide open. They came out here yesterday afternoon to practice, sat on the 50-yard line, talked to Coach Booker for a little bit. Somebody said, Coach, I'm hungry. They went and ate. They didn't practice. I think they probably think they're already prepared. Over on the other sideline, though, Permian really prepared. Jay?
I tell you what, indeed you say it. Permian is a little more tradition, a little more oriented. You know, you can tell they've been in here. The experience shows. They come up for their pregame yesterday. They spend a good, hard time out here practicing, running their plays, not only first-team offense, but second-team offense. You're talking about a team that flew in 3 planes, 7 buses. People came down 2 days early. They were all prepared. Permian, the tradition, just a team that wants to come in here and win, and they're going to play hard, and you can guarantee it's going to be a good, hard football game. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, fellas. We'll be checking in with them periodically throughout the football game. We're still about 8 or 9 minutes away from kickoff. We'll be having the national anthem coming up in a moment. Before we take the quick break, Norm, any prediction from you on who's going to win this thing?
First score is very important. Very important. Yates is a club that when they get ahead of you, they just really get on top of you, and if they get their confidence flowing, they tend to blow you out. Permian is very small. I mean, their offensive line gives away 40 pounds per man to Yates. But they've given away that kind of weight all year. Permian's a tradition. Dig down, control the ball, don't make any mistakes. If Yates makes mistakes early and it shakes their confidence a little, that could be the key. I think for Yates, who is expected to win this game because of their ability, it's important they come out and show their ability early. Permian, which wins it on tradition, wants to hang in, hang in, hang in. I can't tell you the number of important games Permian's won in the last 5 minutes. In the tradition of that school, they win the last 5 minutes of football games. It is very important for Yates that they come out and show Permian that they have the ability to play with them, and that's just the opposite of what people are saying. It is Yates, I think, that must prove something to themselves, Ray, because they've had trouble in the big games. They've lost 3 times in the semis and once in the finals in the last 4 years. Regardless of what they say, that, golly, that doesn't bother us, you got to start wondering about yourself, don't you?
Well, and last week, even though they beat Holmes 34-7, they had 5 personal foul penalties. Now, they got away with it last week, but I do not think that they can have that sort of thing happen against Odessa Permian.
Give you a feeling for the difference in tradition. In the last 90 games, this is the 3rd time Yates has played out of the city of Houston. For Permian, this is the 9th time they've played in Texas Stadium. They play here as much as the Cowboys do. It's incredible.
Oh, I guess the other thing, too, is for Permian, they've got a pretty long bus trip to go play anybody once they leave Midland Lee and Odessa High, Midland High, but the rest of the teams in their conference and what is known as the Little Southwest Conference, you got a pretty long trip, so they're used to going out on the road. We need to take a break here. Let's have a word from our local stations, and we'll come back with a kickoff of today's championship game in a minute.
Fame, Golden Globe, and 5-time Emmy Award winner.
Back off, Bird Beak, or I'm going to rearrange your mug.
She loves me. Right.
Critics have called it the best television on television. Coming this fall, all new episodes of Fame. And it's a Fame like you've never seen before.
Fame, today at 5 on 20 Vision.
Homer, where's my briefcase? I'll be right back. Hold that cab!
Bring Miller's Outpost home for the holidays with Fauchon ski sweaters for him, now 50% off the regular price. For her, it's yellow rose sweaters, and your choice of styles also 1/2 off.
7 seasons greetings from Miller's Outpost.
Homer! JR! This other guy really needed it.
Need a TV today? Call Quality TV Rentals. 777-TV-TV. Need a fridge today? Call Quality. 777-TV-TV. Need a washer-dryer today? Call Quality. 777-TV-TV. Need a stereo, microwave, or video recorder today? Call Quality. 777-TV-TV. No credit? No habla inglés? Call Quality TV Rental. 24 hours, day or night. Why not now?
Welcome back, everybody. We're just moments away from kickoff here at Texas Stadium as Odessa Permian gets ready to take on Houston Yates. It's a beautiful afternoon. Temperature about 48 degrees. It's probably even warmed up a little more than that. And as we said at the beginning, Norm, we've seen a lot worse weather than that here at Texas Stadium in December.
Especially important is the fact that not only the temperature is reasonable for a day like this, there is no moisture. You're going to have a perfectly dry field, and there is no wind. So there will be no disadvantage from the conditions. We should see whatever these two teams have to offer. The conditions will not limit the passing or the running game. They will not favor one team going in either direction. They literally only have to play each other and not the conditions.
In amplifying a little bit on the other 4 playoff games today, there was one last night. We'll be showing you some information about the other playoff games as the season wraps up, Class A right up through 5A. There is one other game underway this afternoon, Norm.
Yeah, this afternoon over at TCU Field starting at 1:30, Sweetwater and Tomball play for Class 4A. Class 3A tonight at Baylor, Dangerfield and the Cuero Gobblers.
Hey, tough football team.
Class 2A, the final tonight at UTA's Field. Gee, isn't it nice that UTA's Field has something to put on it now that UTA has no football. Electra and Groveton. And Electra is electric. They can put points on the board.
We also hope that many of you got an opportunity to see the special around the state. I know some of the TV stations carried it on the state band championships that were held recently at Memorial Stadium in Austin. Norm, I had an opportunity to be involved in that project, and what an exciting thing. There were over 30,000 people in the rain at Austin Memorial Stadium to see the state high school band championships as champions were crowned in all 5 classifications.
Let me ask you only one thing about that event. Have you ever seen more color any place in your life?
No, definitely not.
I'm telling you, Leroy Neiman would go nuts watching the band competition. This is a team at Odessa Permian that is outrageous in their almost arrogance of winning football, and I mean that very positively. Their high school fight song is the Hawaii 5-0 theme. Do you know why they selected that, Ray?